What's up, everybody? Bad Gamer popping back in. Good to see you. And as you can probably tell right here, we're joined by the one, the only, the David freaking Keychain. What's up, David?
Hello, how you guys doing? Exactly 2.5 hours ago, I got a text saying, "Hey, let's talk about Zathura." So I watched Zathura, and
This is our MO, though.
I mean, I'll take an excuse to hang out with Lem. So.
I mean, it's like, hey, can you handle this tonight? Yeah, I got you.
I like it.
Oh, man, you guys, if you don't already follow David Keychain on Twitch, go ahead and do the thing. Do yourself a favor and do the thing. He does all kinds of just cool stuff. Just like, I just want to chill and hang out and watch. Like, occasionally he'll play a video game, but there's a lot of talking that
it's like one stream out of every 5 or so we actually play a video game.
Oh man, it's so good though. It's so good. I remember the first stream that I actually paid attention to what was going on, didn't like just join in and leave. Like not leave, but lurk.
Yeah.
Was I was shopping in Target. my wife and I were shopping in Target. I was pushing the cart. She was shopping. And you were talking about Animorphs.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I have streams where I just rant about like a story that I'm obsessed with, and Animorphs has so much dense, weird lore.
Oh man,
great.
I enjoyed myself. People around me were looking at me like, "What is he watching?" Don't worry about it. Go on Twitch, follow David Keychain. So as you guys know, hold on, I need a pen. I can't believe I didn't bring a pen in here. All right, David, tell them more about your streams while I grab a pen.
Tonight I'm streaming. We're doing there's a subreddit where people post like who's the bad guy in this situation. They just like tell a story, and then I'm streaming that, and we're hanging out and talking about who's the bad guy in social situation. It's a good time.
Social situation bad guys. All right, got you. I got you. All right, so you guys know how we do this. First off, make sure you share the stream. Tell everybody that we are live. Join in the conversation. This is Faith and Film, where we talk about how the movie we watched last week, or yesterday, or today, or 2 hours ago, coincides or relates back to our faith. We give away a PC game if, or two, the person that guesses how far I got in the movie without going over. And you have to do it before we're both done with our first point. So whoever goes second, by the time we're done with our point, you have to have your guess in.
Am I eligible for this? Can I take a guess?
Absolutely. Absolutely,
okay,
you can.
Okay. I'm going to say I don't think you got to the part where Kristen Stewart gets frozen.
I need a time.
No.
Yeah, you have to give me a time.
Okay, let me figure that out.
All right, so Paul says 22 minutes. Because I don't remember the scenes. I just write down the time.
Right. How do you not remember the last scene you watched? Oh my gosh.
Depending on how much caffeine I've had for the day. If I've had enough, I remember.
Yeah.
My long-term memory is great. My short-term memory stinks. Paul says 22 minutes. Micah says 34 minutes. And here's the thing. I want you guys to know that Micah could walk into my office at any time and know, because I tend to leave stuff up on my screen. But he doesn't. So, why are there 2 lems on my screen? Lemception.
Oh.
Because
the shadow lem.
Yeah, we weren't sure if we get in trouble for playing Zathura back there. So I put myself on. Micah says 34 minutes.
I'm going to say 45 minutes. I couldn't find the exact timestamp. I'm saying 45.
Okay, so David says 45. All right. And anybody else that's here can guess. And here's the thing about that. Paul does not have a gaming PC. So he that's a lot of faith in Lem's attention span.
I mean, here's the struggle about this movie too is that like it's a little bit slow to pick up. So I feel like my thinking is I think that if he gets to the sci-fi stuff, I think he'd get to 45 minutes. There's a good chance they never rolled the first move on the board. That's entirely
I mean, that has happened. That was like 11. I don't know. I don't remember. I think that was pretty early on.
I mean, with Godzilla, you stop before Godzilla.
This is true.
Anything.
This is true.
You just watched a short film about a scientist.
That's fact. That's fact, sir. All right. Would you like to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Okay. So, my first thing that stood out about this movie is I just really love the aesthetic is called retrofuturism, which is basically what people in the past thought the future would be like. Right?
Yeah.
So I love that aesthetic because it's very like what sci-fi was in the 50s, and I think that's fantastic. And like one of the sort of hallmarks of that is we didn't know how technology was going to progress, right? And
right.
It was the sort of common consensus was that power was going to get easier and easier to transfer place to place, right? Well, in reality, that didn't really end up being the situation. Power is actually weirdly hard to move place to place. Well, what's very easy is information, right?
Yes.
So that's why like so few sci-fi things predicted the internet, but basically everybody agreed we'd have flying cars by now.
Yeah.
Right? Or laser guns or whatever.
Or faster flying transport.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So
available to everyone.
Yeah, and like Dax Shepard has a jetpack, and it's not like it's just like, yeah, obviously he does. Like, that's just, so I love that aesthetic, and I love that part of it. And I think that I really like sort of that commentary on sci-fi, because someday my grandkids will look at the sci-fi that I enjoy and be like, oh my gosh, they were so dumb. I can't believe they thought that that's how technology would progress. So that
we can hold all that information in our brains.
Yeah. So that retrofuturism always kind of gets me thinking about like the limitations of human like predicting of the future, right? We're really bad at figuring out where the world is headed in a big broad scope.
Yeah.
Which is a little terrifying, is a little comforting, but yeah, that was the first thing that stuck out to me.
Okay.
Is feels very like last couple chapters of Jonah.
Hold on. Before
little you understand.
Yeah, hold on. Go back to that and explain it for those that don't know the first.
Yeah. Okay.
Or the last couple of chapters.
So Jonah, most people know the story of Jonah as the guy who got swallowed by a whale, right? So what a lot of people don't know is that after that story, he is still complaining the entire time because he doesn't want to go save people. That's the basic idea. Is God tells him to go save people, and he's like, "No, I hate those people. I don't want them to be saved." So Jonah gets all mopey and grumpy, and at the very end of the book, he successfully saved all the people, and he's mad about that. And God basically says to him, like, no, you don't get how big I am and how little you are. I understand the universe and the world in ways that you don't. And when I think about sci-fi and how wrong we were about where technology was going, and how we're probably again wrong about where technology is going, it feels sort of the same for me of like, oh, I don't understand the universe as well as I probably think I do.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the it's funny how you say that, because that was actually one of my later points. I love it. All right. So I see, like, first scene, you open it up the first time you see people, and I always go in order, you guys. So like, always in order. Is it now a bad time to say I've never actually seen Zathura? Yes, it's a bad time to say that, Micah. Sir, when we go on our trip together at some point, we will be watching Zathura. Micah and I will be traveling with each other at least once this winter for Quake, which is one of our sponsors, you guys. So Quake, if you go to quakeevent.com, check it out. Youth events over the weekend in the winter. Great time. And we are watching Zathura. Also, the Blues Brothers, like 8 times.
Not seen it either. Maybe we should give a little bit of a recap of what this movie is. Huh?
Oh, okay. Jumanji in space. Yeah. There it is. So, for those of you who don't know.
One thing that's a little weird about it is that the book it's based off of a book.
Right.
So is Jumanji. Zathura, the book, is a direct sequel to the book Jumanji. The movie is completely unrelated to the movie Jumanji, but it's the same concept.
Right.
It's still a magic board game, but it's totally unrelated, even though the book is a sequel. It's weird.
All right, so we open up with that with dad and son playing catch, and then we see another son sitting on the steps, like, "Hey, what's up? I want to play. What's up, Z?" And dad says, "All right, Danny, it's your turn." And the big brother Walter gets all mad when Danny is given some sort of attention. And that spoke to me as the classic, well, what about me, God? What about me? We see other people being blessed in ways we see that it's a blessing. Maybe they don't even see it's a blessing, but we see it as a blessing. And we're like, God, where's mine? Where's mine? Pay attention to me. And I think we just need to remember that he's always got us. He's always paying attention to us. You may not even have known it. You might have had your turn, and because you weren't counting how many throws, you didn't remember. You didn't know. So what we need to do is we need to always think about how, when we see other people being shown favor or getting their turn, remember that we've have ours, or our turn's coming up. One or the other. Either way, you've had it or it's coming right up. So There I go. All right, that was our first. That was the first two. Z, I'm gonna allow you because you just got here. We just got done. How many minutes did I get in to the movie for your chance to win a PC game? Before we move on to our second point, because we didn't move on to the second points yet. 18 minutes, says Z. Z is playing it safe. Because he knows that usually it's right around that 17 minute. He could have gone over, though. All of you could be over. Like, if Z is over, all of you guys are over. All right, what you got next?
All right. Okay, so moving along with the story. So they find this board game. Little side note.
Yeah?
The older kid's name is Walter.
Yeah?
That's hilarious to me.
Why?
A child named Walter? That is an old man name.
Bro, I grew up and went to middle school or junior high school in my day with a Walter.
That is a hysterical name
Actually,
to name a baby.
I went to elementary school with a Walter and then junior high with a different Walter.
No, that's not possible. All Walters are born 50. I have to believe.
I mean, one of them, yes. Oh, snap. And when I moved to North Carolina and went to high school, there was a third Walter.
How many Walters do you know? Yeah, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe Walter's a super common name.
I don't even remember. Well, back in my day, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Annie Mandu!
Hello.
Hi, Annie Mandu.
Yeah, okay, so Walter does not want to play the game. He doesn't think that it's real, and then it turns out to be real, and everything's happening, and it's Jumanji. You get it. It's
Right,
Jumanji.
yeah.
So they go to their sister looking for help, and then their sister gets frozen, and she can't help. And then this astronaut shows up, played by Dax Shepard, which is... I have strong feelings about Dax Shepard in this movie. Dax Shepard shows up, and he is a spaceman, Han Solo-y kind of type.
Yes.
Right? And he is here to help. He's here to save them. And Walter wants him to leave immediately. Walter does not like that Dax Shepard is here. He's like, get out of here. Even though this guy is like a space adventurer, and they're now on a space adventure.
This is his job.
This is what he does, is he goes on space adventures, and like, get out of here. We don't need your help. Walter is so pig-headed about not accepting help from a clearly qualified person. The only person that they know of one person in the universe who is qualified for this kind of space adventure, and Walter is desperately trying to get him to leave and not help them. Which is very easy as the audience member to be like, that's dumb and silly. I would never do that. But then I catch myself doing basically the exact same thing in not wanting God's help with stuff. Like, the most qualified person. And I'm like, no, I got this. I'm good on my own.
Yep.
My house is floating in space. I'm sure I'll figure it out on my own. I'm as dumb as Walter.
Bye, Z. Have a good one, buddy.
It's easy.
That is a joke, Annie. I do not have a twin that I'm aware of. No one would want that to happen. That's because we would mess with people so bad.
Dude, oh my gosh. I would love to do pranks with a twin or a clone. Any sort of duplicate of me. We'd get out some nonsense.
Yeah. Annie, we tried, I wanted to run the movie in the back, but we thought, oh, maybe we'll get taken down off of YouTube if we did that. So, instead we're running a past, Faith and Film. Double the limb, double the loudness, possibly. Um, all right. So Danny, the younger brother, gets upset. And again, I'm going sequential. I'm still on the first, like, little bit of a scene, okay? All right.
I'm feeling less and less confident about my guess of 45 minutes.
You won't actually. They did not copyright strike you, surprisingly. David said he got one. So
I got taken down for showing like a B-roll YouTube video in the background one time. Like,
oh wow,
something I was very confident like nobody's gonna strike this. But
and seeing as how no one is subscribed to God Games and
depends on how
Geekery,
popular you are.
no one is going to do. Yeah, we are not popular at all. But if you want to follow us on God Games and Geekery on YouTube, you can, because we don't have VODs that last a long time on here yet. So
Yeah.
we put them over there. So go find us on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. But also stay here. So Danny got mad, and he said a word that I was not expecting out of this movie. So sorry, parents. If you were watching the movie, I'm sure you've heard it before, parents, but you might not want your kids to or students to. So anyway, he said he called his brother what I like to call a dink. He did not say dink. And Dad came in, and he basically said, hey, while your brother was wrong, he did not talk about how wrong he was. He said what you did was wrong. He pointed out what Danny could have done better. And that brought to me Matthew chapter 7, book of Matthew chapter 7, verse 3. It says, why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that's in your own? Right? Because Danny didn't even want to apologize. He was like, but he is. Right? He didn't even want to acknowledge the fact that he was wrong. And that happens so much, I know, in my life. My first thing is defense, or what's perceived as defense, but I see as explanation. Right. You know, and there's a whole reasoning and thought process behind all of that. But I see as explanation. But sometimes things don't need to be explained. You don't need to explain it. Yeah. What you did was wrong. Why you did it may have been justified, but what you did was wrong.
Yeah.
So it's all about remembering all of it and doing that. Popular me? Oh no. I feel like I've had to watch something before this. Yes, you did forget to do the homework, Annie Mandu. Zathura. We're talking about Zathura. Every week we choose a new movie to discuss how it corresponds to our faith. That's why it's called Faith in Film. So we will post later on today or tonight. Well, you didn't say to do that this morning, Lem. Any man do, you were going to work. So that's how we play it. Okay, I will put it out on the. You watch movies at work? Okay, well, now I know. See what I did? I tried to explain my actions instead of saying, "I'm sorry, Andy Mandu. This is what we're gonna do next time." Andy Mandu, what we're gonna do next time is make sure I post it in our Discord, which we did last week, but we post it in our Discord in Faith and Film chat, and then we'll also post it online after. Remote work. Oh, okay. That's if Lem remembers. Shut it, Paul. That's your job too, Mr. Mod. You didn't know there was a Discord? Paul, can you get him a Discord link, please? Come tonight at 4 p.m. That was it. Oh, look. We have a command for that one. Anyman do join the Discord. Okay, so this reminds me that I just don't do promotional enough. What looks like this week as a lot of promotion from me is because I don't do whatever. So, yes, I know you do, Paul. Paul always reminds me to promote the stream. Paul gives me ideas for the stream. Between him and Z, he promotes it, just doesn't tell us anything else. Shut up, Annie Mandu. All right, go on. That's only 2 from me. This is why it takes so long to get through these.
Okay. Is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. So, the big sort of theme of the whole thing, is family, right? So, I don't know. I don't actually know if you have brothers, Lem. Do you have brothers?
I do have a brother.
Okay, yeah.
Like by blood, I have one sibling.
Yeah, there's parts of this movie that, like, dude, if you have a brother, if you are a brother of a brother, that hits really hard. So
I am the younger brother, so I get.
Oh yeah, see, I'm the older brother. What's also kind of freaky is that, like, when we were that age, I had short hair, and my brother had hair that looks exactly like Danny's in that movie.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, but so I have 3 siblings. One of them is adopted, and the thing that strikes me about this movie is how you get through it together. Right? And okay, so trying to remember how much of the plot I've already talked about. Okay, so Dax Shepard shows up. So it is revealed.
Wait, spoilers! Spoilers
yeah,
for any man.
You've already watched the movie.
Yeah, any man do spoilers. Paul, who has never seen it, spoilers. Small Genie, Micah, spoiler. Pretty much everybody here except us. Yeah. Spoilers.
I have siblings, friends that are family. Yeah, that completely, totally applies to what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
It is revealed basically that Dax Shepard, the spaceman who shows up, is the older brother from this movie. He is like
different timeline.
Trapped. Timeline, weird nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a part in the game where they get a card where he gets a wish. He gets to wish on a comet, and in Dax Shepard's timeline, he wishes that his brother was never born. And because of that, the game cannot progress because it's his brother's turn, but his brother was never born, so he is trapped in the game. He never gets through it. He never completes the game, right? They're only able to finish the movie. They're only able to get through this together.
Right.
He, in a very real sense, needs his brother to get through these challenges, right? As somebody who has brothers, I've never had that much of a literal interpretation of that, but I know I can't imagine how I could have gotten through some of my darkest times without my brothers. And I don't know, like Walter, the old man named child in the movie, I don't appreciate my brothers enough. That's for sure. Yeah, so it just got me thinking about that, about the people that God places in your life that are family, whether they're blood or not.
Yeah.
I
have a lot of non-blood related brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Most of them are in the stream right now.
And like, yeah, you gotta be willing to accept help from those people. Be willing to lean on those people, because that's what's gonna get you through the dark stuff. You know.
Hi, Lurker. Thank you. Thanks, Juan. Thanks for the lurk. Thanks for being here. All right. You know, I looked up and I was like, I was about to go to my next point, which was from yesterday's Rift. I have I have the Rift notes and it's on the same page. For those of you who don't know, David and I do a youth ministry called Satellite Gaming, and we both do Tuesday evening Bible study, hangout, gaming, just chill time.
Yeah.
Hey, new follower, Juan. Thanks for the follow. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Lem, I'm so confused. How many channels do you have? I have this one and then my personal one. Technically, this is my work one. Technically. I was going to do this anyway, whether work was going to allow me to do it or not. But work was like, yeah, go ahead, do the thing. And I was like, yee! That's also how I was able to work with Satellite Gaming, because work was like, just put it into your hours. And I was like, yee! Let's go! But that again, I'd probably end up doing it. Even if work.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paul. Thanks for but as far as distinctions of who it is, there's a God Games and Geekery social group, and then a Bad Gamer Elite social group, and then I take care of other social media as well. Like on YouTube, I take care of, or at least get videos for Life Fest, Life Promotions, Dignity Revolution, Quake. So I'm all over that. But as far as Twitch goes, God Games and Geekery, Bad Gamer Elite. And occasionally I will host and very occasionally, I should say rarely, I will host a Fortnite everybody join in for Satellite Gaming. Just the server. I don't actually stream it. All right. We're on my third point. All right. Okay, so here I need to look this up. This is Matthew, the book of Matthew, chapter 5. Was that the 38th verse? All right. So yeah. This is where it is. Walter, even though he knows his brother's gonna annoy him, plays with him. Right? He ends up saying, "Fine, I'll do X, Y, Z." You know, this was right before everything went crazy, right? And he knows he's going to annoy him. He knows he's going to cheat. He knows he's going to mess things up, right? But he does it anyway. And in Matthew chapter 5, verse 38 and 39, it says, "You have heard that it is said, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you, do not resist the one who is evil. But if anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn the other one also." All right. Now, there's a little bit of history behind this, and David, I'm sure, is very aware of the history of this. But
sorry, I was giggling because the entire time you were reading, you have your little shadow self in the background.
Yeah.
You were laughing so hard.
All right. So they back in the day, the Jews were really oppressed, right? By everybody.
Most points in history.
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. Yeah. It's a horrible, horrible thing, but it's a thing. And they were not respected enough to even get a smack across the face. It was a backhand. Like Romans would backhand the Jews, right? And that was a form of, it was the most demeaning form of a slap, right? I don't even want to touch you with the front of my hand. And what Jesus was saying is, hey, you know what? They can't backhand you on the other cheek, right? Because if I do this for this cheek or like that, I would have to turn this hand and try to. No, you turn around and let them do it. That's even more demeaning than, hey, let them smack me again. No, that's you giving them the opportunity to demean you even more. All right? And what it's basically saying is they're wrong. It's not up to us to judge it. It's up to us to show that love. Somebody comes at you because of your beliefs. They come hard at you. And we're commanded as Christians, I'm not even going to say I am commanded to love you anyway. If you don't like and or respect me because I'm a Christian, if you don't like and respect me because I'm black, or you don't like or respect me because I don't play Xbox anymore, I'm commanded to love you anyway. All right? Oh, absolutely, yeah. Annie, this is a discussion. You 1000% can comment. That's why we're doing this. This is us a talk, not just between David and I. This is all of us. And also in Leviticus, hold on, let me roll this. I think it's Leviticus, or is it Lamentations? Hold on. 3.
One of the sad ones.
Yeah, it's one of the sad ones. Hold up. Let me look this up. Lamentations 3:30. Yeah, that's where it came from. It says, "Let him who gives his cheek to one who strikes, and let him be filled with insults." All right. So it's all of this is just saying, hey, make sure that you let them, when they do that, you let them know, hey, you're still loved by me, and this is the reason why. So, yeah. And that's so Walter played with his little brother, even though he knows he's gonna cheat.
Yeah.
Get on now, sir. Go ahead.
All right.
And you can comment on that too if you want.
I don't have any more good points, but I do have some dumb points that I want to rant about.
Absolutely. Hey,
Okay.
New follower just popped up. Who is that? I have not seen that before. That's really cool. Why did that happen? Haas, it's a Haas, you guys. It's a Haas. All right, Mod, you know what to do. Keep an eye out for the Haas. Yeah. All right, so Annie says, so I was raised. How you doing, Haas? All right. So I was raised within the church, and I do have to say that as much as I want to say all Christians are like that, do you think that Oh, you're the real Haas! Hey, what up, Haas? All right. That Haas. All right. Because you know what happened a few months ago with all the Haas's. MTTG. Okay. Anybody that's MTTG fam, we got you. What's up, bro? Okay. Don't hassle the Haas. That's the Hoff Paul. So I was raised within the church, and I do have to say that as much as I want to say all Christians are like that, do you think modern Christianity still holds those values you spoke of? In my opinion, I think more people are judgmental in the sense of their beliefs or personal lifestyle. Okay. Yeah. All right. So I personally think that it's up to me to represent Jesus well? Do I think that the church in general is doing that well? I think that we have an issue. If I have to be honest with myself and honest with my brothers and sisters in Christ, or at least those who claim to be, I mean, because like I don't know sports ball, but when the Patriots won, and this is for Small Genie because we talked about the Patriots. I don't know sports ball, but when the Patriots won, they got a lot of new fans, right? If I remember this correctly, I think that there's a lot of folks that are using the name of Christianity and name of Christ for ulterior motives. And I think that is actually taking God's name in vain.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to answer that. But I can't speak for them. I can speak for myself, and that's what I've got there.
Yeah. Well, and I think like some of this is also like a cultural thing, right? Like like in America, there's like the establishment of the church.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily correlate with your personal, actual held beliefs all the time. Which, you know, as people who are like, you know, do our best to take this seriously, we really believe this stuff. That seems crazy. That's how a lot of people live their lives, you know? So, you know, you asked the question, do you think that most modern Christians hold that value? I mean, when I think about that verse and think about the idea of like when you're insulted, when somebody attacks you, turning the other cheek and just taking it on the chin, not fighting back, not getting defensive like we were talking about earlier. I don't know how many times I've felt like that's what somebody's doing, you know? Like I think that's
very un-American, actually, when you think about it.
Absolutely, yeah. Like we're the "don't tread on me" country. You know what I mean? Like,
we dumped a lot of tea.
So I don't know if I don't want to speak for the entire church here.
Yeah. I
will say it's a value that I personally try and uphold, and it's a value that I hold my friends to. You know, like, so. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Hopefully that answered your question, Andy Mandu.
All right. I got some dumb points.
Okay, dumb point. Go.
When they pull the meteor shower card, a bunch of meteors start raining through their living room.
Yeah.
And one of them hits an urn on the, on the hearth. Danny says, Grandma! And then Walter does not care at all. Grandma's urn just exploded. Walter could not be bothered. I think that's crazy.
Walter's like, I'm trying to stay alive, bro. Grandma's already gone.
So that was the first dumb thing. Second dumb thing. The Zorgons, evil alien
lizard
reptile
people.
Creatures.
Yeah.
So I love reptiles. They're my favorite animals, and I love animals. And there's this thing in fantasy and sci-fi where when people make reptile creatures, they give them like all of the unique traits of all reptiles ever. So like they have like chameleon tongues but alligator teeth. It's very weird.
Yes.
There is a part where I'm just very confused about how intelligent the Zordons are and how their society is set up. Like there is an incinerator, like they have a furnace, they have a waste disposal system, and Danny's in this like furnace center, this incinerator center, and he steps on a pile of green sludge on the ground, and he reacts and he's like, ew, like it's poop. And it makes me question because like they have a workplace. These are clearly intelligent enough creatures that they have like a concept of an economy because they have jobs. Somebody works in the incinerator, but also they poop on the floor. How intelligent are these things, and why are they pooping on the floor? They wear clothes. This is like as Zorgon OSHA. This can't be. Somebody's gonna slip on all this.
Zorgon OSHA. That's a clip.
Super intelligent. They invented space
Somebody
travel.
clip that, please.
They invented space travel, but they're still pooping on the floor. What's up with these aliens? Want to kill the humans for no reason.
It's because they're meat.
I mean, I guess, but like, it still seems like a lot of effort for 2 children's worth of meat. It doesn't seem worth it at all.
Oh man! All right, I'm still at the beginning of the movie with this stuff.
It's just confusing to me.
Okay, all right. All right, so oh yeah, my fourth. You covered my fourth point, which was with Jonah.
The alien poop thing.
No, yes, it was the alien poop thing. No, Walter says when they first bring out the game, Walter says, it looks dumb and old. My kids say this all the time, but it's not about me. But like when I try to show them some like classic good cartoons or good movies, it looks dumb and old. It's because they haven't tried it or they haven't given it a passing glance. Like my middle kid, when I tried to show them Journey to the Center of the Earth and then Journey 2, like the new version of it. They're like, oh, I don't want to watch that. And I showed it and it became one of their favoriteest things. And then when they were younger, I was like, oh, X-Men, you've got to watch X-Men Evolution. You are going to love X-Men Evolution. Like, I'm not gonna make you watch 90s X-Men. It's good, but I'm not gonna.
X-Men's real good though.
Yeah, right. I'm not gonna, because I know the animation is gonna bug you, but you are gonna love this. And they're like, I don't want to watch that. I was like, give it 4 episodes. You don't like it after 4 episodes, we never have to talk about it again. 2 episodes in, let's go.
Yeah.
Right? So
I was worried this was gonna that story was gonna end in them not liking it, and I was just gonna hate your kids from now on. So I'm glad that they're cool. I'm glad they're cool.
Absolutely.
You're raising them right.
And to me, the word of God is similar. People feel like it's old and dumb, but God doesn't change. So as he is back in the day, he's today, and he asks people to test him on his promises. So just because it's old doesn't mean it's dumb. It might be old, but those promises still stay true. All right, we got some chat here. Haas says, I think that as a Christian, I am responsible for my witness. I volunteered in church and teaching middle schools for a long time, but found that my time was better spent using the nonprofit my wife and I run to show how Christ loves us. Exactly. It's about showing. People don't, hold on. What is it? People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's what we do here. All right. One more each. I've got a few more, but one more each.
I have one more good point.
Okay.
Not dumb point. And it's also about alien poop. That's right. We're still talking about it. No, that's not true. Okay, so Walter is... So Dax Shepard is Walter from the future.
Yeah.
And like... they're the end of their arc is they are merged back into one person, right? So in Dax Shepard's timeline, he wished that his brother was never born, and he gets trapped. He's made this fatal mistake and is stuck with the consequences, being trapped in this weird retro-futurist space game for all eternity, right?
Yes.
Completely out of his control, he is sucked back into the story. And because of choosing to stick around, to still be a part of the story, he is fused back with his younger self. He gets a second chance. His mistakes, he has to live with those consequences. And then he is gifted an opportunity to have those mistakes wiped clean. To try again, to be a better brother. And even just like having that experience there, he chooses not to wish the same thing again. He doesn't wish for his brother to disappear, and because of that, the whole story gets resolved, right?
Yeah.
I felt that as somebody who has also been gifted an opportunity for my story to move past my sins and my mistakes. That resonates with me. So, because I am definitely somebody who, like, just based on the things I've done, I don't deserve a second chance.
Right.
It's a gift. And I like to think that, like, similar to what happens in the movie, I'm doing the best that I can with that gift. You know, I'm trying every day to not take that for granted. I think it's really pretty amazing if you just think about it from that character's perspective. Like, he thought he was just gonna die in space because of that one mistake. That's what he deserves. That's the choice that he made. He should just have to live with that. He is gifted an opportunity for that to not be the case. Wow. So that's my last point. Is just, I also feel like somebody who was gifted an opportunity to move past those things, and I'm doing my best not to take it for granted.
That's freaking awesome. I want to leave it at that. I do. I'm not going to, but I want to leave it just at that. That's fantastic. If we look at the movie, and again, I'm still pretty early on in this. This is not my last point that I wrote down at all, by the way. But if we look at everything that happened throughout the whole movie, from the time they started it to the time it ended, the game, not the movie, but the game itself, it took them so long to read the instructions. It's right there. The answers are right there. The help they need is right there. And they didn't read the instructions until they were in major trouble.
Yeah.
Early on, you say, does this mean you're getting too far? I'm not saying just yet, but I'm just saying right here with my notes, I actually tend to have more notes than what we have time to get through. But it took so long to get through the instructions. Maybe today you're getting some kind of instruction from what we're doing today. And you've been playing this game of life for a long time. Or maybe you've been playing it for 10 years. Or maybe you've been playing this game of life for 15 years. Maybe you've been playing for 35, 38, 80 years. I don't know. Because we are actually putting, I like to put these out on the podcast channel too. So I don't know who's listening. But you guys, maybe this is your chance to read the instructions. All right, and you can reach out. I'm gonna volunteer David. You can reach out to David. You can reach out to me. My email is badgamer@lifepromotions.org. Badgamer@lifepromotions.org.
david@satellitegaming.net.
There you go. No one reads any instructions with anything. I mean, and that's where a lot of troubles happen.
Yeah. So there's a scene in the movie where Walter accuses the little brother of cheating.
Yes.
So he's like, I'm gonna fix it. So he grabs the piece and like jams it backwards.
Yes.
It pulls a card and it says "caught cheating, ejected immediately," and a hole rips open in the ceiling and it tries to suck Walter out of it.
Mm.
And that's when they're like, okay, we should probably read the instructions. If you just read the instructions, you would know. Don't try and cheat, or you will be thrown into the vacuum of space.
Exactly. Oh, hold on.
It's...
That's over our faces now.
Oh.
Sorry.
They're all good.
All right, go ahead.
It is way less helpful to try and read the instructions after it's important. If you know the instructions before you absolutely need to, you're going to be a much better position than if you wait for the last second.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. All right, guys, before I give up how far I got into this movie, we got to pick a movie for next week. Any Man Do, I hope you are listening. And I've taken to choosing the movies. Just cause I would like us to do. I'm here not watching. Okay, good. We did all of those. I want to say let's do. This was spacey. Let's try something different. You know what? Have we done Onward yet? I think we did Onward. Pretty sure we did Onward. What if, and we did Detective Pikachu.
I love that movie.
It's such a good movie. Have we done a
Have you done the animated Pokemon movie? The first one?
I think that was on the table at one point.
Yep. They got
okay,
new
Darth
Pokemon
said,
games coming out.
Darth said we did Onward. You know what we haven't done? And people are either gonna love this or hate this. I'm gonna bring it up on screen, you guys. You guys ready for this? Teen Titans Go to the Movies! It's an hour.
Teen Titans Go is really good. My
Yes.
wife loves that movie.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Teen Titans Go to the Movies next week, guys. Geeky movies is what we're doing, and we haven't done a superhero movie in a little bit. I guess I'm watching that tomorrow. Next Wednesday, guys, that'll be on the table. We will not be streaming next Thursday because here in the States it is Thanksgiving. So there's that. Now, for those of you who are new here, every week people like to guess how far I got into a movie because historically I don't get very far into movies because I'm writing all my notes down. I've only got other stuff going on. I do need to do that. Thank you, Flowery. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And so we had 3 people here. Actually, we had 4 people here because Z was also here. And you have to guess before we get to our second points. All right. Paul, Freddy's Queen, guessed 22 minutes. Micah, Small Genie, guessed 34 minutes. David guessed 45 minutes. And Z guessed where I usually am, right around 18 minutes. And I watched 1 hour and 15 minutes of this movie.
Okay. I told you. If he got to the sci-fi stuff, he'd get hooked.
So, yes, 1 hour and 15 minutes of this movie, you guys. I'm changing it up. You are never going to guess how close I got. Here's the thing. If you ever guess, you guys, if you ever guess how far I got on the nose, I will give you 2 PC games. All right. You can send me the info. I can build. I really enjoy building. Flowery, I definitely will. I've got notes from every single one of them. I literally could have the podcast devos for years, based off of like one or two of these that I have left over. I probably have, based on how many movies we've gotten, and there are times when I have Alex's notes. Yeah, I could probably go 3-4 years without it. All right. I don't know Annie Mandu. All right, you guys. That's going to do it. Hey, remember, Jesus loves you. So do I. So do these guys. And always leave people better than you found them. Peace. Say bye, David.
Goodbye. Adios.
Bye, everybody. We love you. Bye. See you tomorrow. We're going to play some Fortnite, and you are invited to play with us, everybody.